Today's lesson is measuring volume in cubic centimeters. I'd like to do a little review about estimating and measuring lengths of different objects. So if I have this pixie stick right here and I drop it in front of you and I tell you estimate and measure the length of this pixie stick. So I want to estimate in centimeters. So when I want to estimate it, I'm going to think about the tip of my finger or my fingernail that's at about 1 centimeters in length and say I think this is roughly or about 8 centimeters. So estimate, so my estimate is about 8 centimeters. Okay, and now I tell you to do the actual measurement. So the actual measurement, I'm gonna place that pixie stick and I'm going to place my finger right there, add a dash right there. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it is about 10 centimeters long. So when I actually use the non-standard unit, which is the my fingernail, it is about 10 centimeters in length. Okay, so this is my measurement, about 10 centimeters in length. So now another question that I could ask you using this same exact pixie stick. Now if I have 10 of these pixie sticks, what is the length of 10 pixie sticks? So if each pixie stick is 10 centimeters long and I got 10 pixie sticks, so 10 times 10 equals 100 centimeters long. So 10 pixie sticks, if I place them right next to each other, they would, and measure it with my fingernail, it's gonna be about 10 centimeters long. But I would not do so because it will take a long time. So if only I know the measurement of one pixie stick, I just multiply the measurement of this pixie stick by 10 to get the answer. Okay, now moving on to volume and in cubic centimeters, I could ask you several different questions and I could give you different options and different builds of different things. So for example, if I have this right here, we will just call it a creature, and I tell you to measure the volume in cubic centimeters of this creature, what would you do? Again, this is pretty straightforward. I just put them nice and flat, but it could come in different shapes. Like the arms could be coming this way and going down. It could be in a different several ways. So if you're planning on to just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I don't think that's a good strategy because you might get you might lose track if it's going in different directions. So what I recommend is to break it down. Okay, so we're gonna break it down to different body parts. So we got the head, we got the body, we got the arms, and then we got the legs for over here. Okay, so for the head, so I'm gonna write this down. So head, I got 1 and 2, so I got 2. For the arms, I got 1, 2, and I got 2 sets of arms. So I got 1, 2, so I'm just gonna say times 2. Now for the body, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for the body, I got 9. And for the legs, I got 1, 2, 3. And again, for the legs, I gotta multiply it by 2 because we got 2 sets of legs. So let's just get the answer for these multiplication questions. 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, and let's add them up. So 2 for the head plus 4 for the arms. So that's 6 plus 9 for the body, that's 15, plus 6 for the legs, that's 21. That's 21 cubic centimeters of this. Okay, another question that I could ask you in this lesson is if you have a prism, I'd like you to calculate the volume of this prism in let's say 2 different ways. I could ask you 2, 3, 4 different ways. So if I'm looking at this prism right here, I just happen to grab it this way, so I'm gonna see how many layers I have. So I got 1, 2, 3 layers. So we got 3 layers. So if I wanna calculate the volume of this prism, so the volume, so we have 3 layers, and how many cubes do we have in each layer? So 1, 2, 3 layers. How many cubes? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 times 6 equals 18 cubic centimeters. Now, I could ask you to use a different way to calculate this. So I'm just gonna flip it over this way and say now I have 2 layers. I got 1, 2 layers. So this is method number 1. Method number 2, I got 2 layers. How many cubes do I have in each layer? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 times 9 equals 18 cubic centimeters. Now moving on, I could ask you to build a prism using 10, 20, 30, 15. It doesn't matter. I could give you multiple different numbers and tell you to build a prism with that. So right here I got 12. Okay, so I'm going to tell you to build a prism using 12 cubes. Okay, so I'm just going to place them this way pretty quick. And this is what I came up with. So I did build a prism with 12 centimeters cube. And now I could tell you, and after you build it using your cubes, I'd like you to draw it. So you could go ahead and draw it down for me. And then I'll ask you, using the same 12 centimeter cubes, I'd like you to build another prism with them. So you could break it down. So you just keep these with you and you could break it down and come up with a different one. So for me, I'm just gonna take these 2 on the bottom out, take those 2 on the bottom out right there, and I'm just gonna extend it this way. So I'm just gonna keep on going this way with it. So now I still have a volume of 12 cubic centimeters, but now it's just a different prism. I could tell you, go ahead and do something else for me, okay? Using the same 12 centimeter cubes, do something else. So you could, I'm just gonna take this apart right here, and if I were to attach them just like that, again, this is another prism built using 12 cubic centimeters. So again, we got 1, 2, 3 layers, and we have 4 in each layers. 3 times 4 equals 12 cubic centimeters.